Today we are going to go on with multi-step ratio problems. The objective: today I will solve multi-step ratio problems including fractional markdowns, markups, commissions, and fees. The essential question: how do commissions and discount prices compare? To start us off, we have to go over some definitions. We will want to know what is a consumer, a markdown, a markup, commission, fees, taxes, bargains, and gratuity. So first off is consumer. What do you think a consumer is? For us, a consumer is a person who acquires goods and services for his or her own personal needs. It is somebody who is going to go out and buy things and purchase things. When you go to Walmart, you're a customer, you are a consumer. Next we have our markdown and our markup. So for our markdown, it is to mark for sale at a lower price, and a markup is number 2, to mark for sale at a higher price. So think of it as marked down, the price is going down. This is all about sales and purchasing things. So mark down, the price goes down. Mark up, the price goes up. Think of a couple different reasons why you would have a markdown and list them in your notes. Think of a couple reasons why somebody might do a mark up and list those in your notes. We will compare these in class. Next is commission. So commission is a fee paid based on a percentage of the sale made by an employee or agent. So what a commission is when you get paid by how much you sell. So in a way, you guys in class are getting paid on commission because your pay is based on how much homework you turn in. A good example of this is a car salesman often gets paid by commission. If they sell a car, depending on how much that car is worth, they get so much of that money goes to them. Okay, so a commission is how much you get paid based off how much do you sell. Then we have our fee. So a fee is a fixed sum charged as by an institution or by law for a privilege. So a fee is how much you have to pay in order to get something done. Okay, kind of like your fee to be able to leave the classroom. I call it a fine. Really, it's a fee because you are paying to be able to go to the restroom. Or a fee is how much you have to pay because you went out to eat. A fee is how much you pay to get somebody to work on your car. That is a fee. Hopefully everyone's at least heard of this one. You have taxes. Now taxes are done, there are multiple different types of taxes, but we will go over the overall general definition. So a tax is a contribution for the support of a government required of persons, groups, or businesses within the domain of that government. All these taxes that we are paying, they go to support the government. So a tax supports the government. And everybody has to pay tax, so the business makes the customers or the consumers pay a tax to pay to the government. So what are some different taxes you guys can think of? Go ahead and list those. Next we will have bargains. So a bargain is, we're going to use this one, something bought or offered at a low price. Think about it as when it's time for Christmas, everyone goes out looking for bargains. When it gets close to Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, everyone likes to go shopping for Christmas because they get a lot of bargains or low prices. And finally, we have our gratuity. And think of a word that sounds a lot like gratuity when you see this definition. So gratuity is a favor or gift, usually in the form of money, given in return for service. So the gratuity is a tip. When you leave extra money on the table for the waiter or the waitress who came by and served you, that's a tip, that's a gratuity. What word sounds like gratuity that could help you remember this? So now we will start our problems. First off is the bargains. A retail clothing store advertises the following sale. Shorts are half off the original price. Pants are a third off the original price. And shoes at 1/4 off the original price, called the discount rate. So if a pair of shoes costs $40 and is advertised at 1/4 off the original price, what is the sales price? Well, there are two different ways that we can actually go about solving this. First off, we need to find out what is the discount. So how much is being taken off of the price? So 1/4 off the original price. Well, in here you see this word of. The word of means multiply. of means to multiply in these math problems when read correctly. So we are going to take 40 times 1/4 because 40 is the original price. So 40 times 1/4. Well, we know we have to take this 40 over 1, so that is equal to 40 over 4, which is then equal to 10. So we know that's $10 taken off. Well, then we have to go, and if it originally cost $40 and you're taking $10 off, then what is the cost? It will be $30. Okay? The second way we can do this is we can actually go, and if it's 1/4 off, then what is the price you're going to pay? Well, if we were to think about this as a price as like a pie, then we're going to cut it into 4 pieces. Now this piece is already gone, so how much is left? 3/4. So you will pay 3/4 of the original price. So 3/4 times 40. Again, you have to put that 40 over 1, which equals 3 times 40 divided by 4, which is equal to 120 divided by 4, which I then know as 4 goes into 12 3 times and 0 3. If you need to see that, it's 120 divided by 4, 3, which is 12, leaves a 0, and you cannot forget to place something above that 0, so $30. Okay, so we have those two ways to solve it, but now we have to figure out, we need equations for this. You guys will be using equations from now until you're out of math, which probably means from now to the end of your life, whether you realize it or not. So we have to come up with those equations. So here we have, sorry, I didn't realize I was recording. Here we have two equations. The first equation well, not two equations. The first thing we did was we took 40 times 1/4 equals 10 and then subtracted it. Then we took the 1 whole minus 1/4 equals 3/4 and then took that times 40 equals 30. I want you to think about this and see if you can set this up in a way where you have an actual equation. Go ahead and write down any equation that you can think of that will get you these answers, the two equations. You can get one equation for here. I want a first equation, and then I want a second equation. So you can choose which one to use later on. I will come back and show you the two equations later, but I want them written down. I should see them written down. So at Peter's Pants Palace, a pair of pants usually sells for $33. If Peter advertises that the store is having 1/3 off sale, what is the sale price of Peter's pants? Go ahead and try solving this out. Go back to the Bergen one. There's 2 ways I showed you. Try using your equations from this one. You had to have come up with 2 of them. Try them and see. I want you to show all of your work on this, show what your answer is, and bring it into class. You will compare these in class. Now we will move on to commissions. And remember, commission is that percent that a salesperson gets, but we're using it as fractions. So a used car salesperson receives a commission of 1/12 of the sales price of the car for each car he sells. What would the sales commission be on a car that sold for $21,999? Well, we have to first set it up as the car sold for $21,999. And he gets 1/12 of it. Remember what I said about this word of. Of means multiply. So we're going to put multiplication in here. Again, put that as improper and solve. So we have 21,999 divided by 12. Go ahead and divide that out. See what you come up with for your answer. Remember, because it is a dollar amount, you will put this as a decimal. We always do dollar amounts as decimals. Okay, so our next one will be marketing. As a part of a marketing ploy, some businesses mark up the prices before they advertise a sales event. Some companies use this practice as a way to entice customers into the store without sacrificing the profits. So instead of killing the profits and getting rid of them. A furniture store wants to host a sales event to improve the profit margin and to reduce the tax liability before the inventory is taxed at the end of the year. How much profit will the business make on the sale of a couch that is marked up by 1/3 and then sold at a 1/5 off discount of the original price if the original price is $2,400? Well, first we have that it's a markup followed by a 1/5 off discount, and the total price is $2,400. So first it's marked up, which we know $2,400 times the 1/3 that it is marked up, and we take that and add it back to the $2,400. So when we do that, we will have 800 plus 2,400. So the price that they showed you was $3,200. After they show you that price, they say we are going to have a sale. So then it's a discount, which is the same as a markdown. And they say, okay, the price is $3,200, but we'll give you this discount of 1/5 off of. Remember, off of means we're going to multiply, so we have to have that 3,200. So I'm left this blank for just a moment. 3,200 times 1/5 equals $640. So they are saying we're going to take this price off. Well, to take it off means subtract. So this would have been a subtraction. So $3,200 minus $640 equals $2,560. Now, if you notice, they said that the price, or they had a price of $2,400, said it was going to be $3,200, and gave you a discount, so you paid $2,560. Did you really save any money? Solve this one. Born to Ride. A motorcycle dealer paid a certain price for a motorcycle and marked it up by 1/5 of the price he paid. Later, he sold it for $14,000. What is the original price? solve and have ready for class.